touching on the top prop bets in the NBA today. All right, guys, going to do a quick and kind of easy video just going over the top picks for today. Now, I do want to start out with PGA because we are noticing some discrepancies between Underdog and PrizePicks. So if I go and pull this up, we can see that PrizePicks is currently kind of undervaluing a couple of players. We see Jordan Spieth is undervalued by a stroke, it seems like, compared to Underdog. And so this is a situation in which, maybe we want to do the over on Underdog, 67.5 for maybe Jordan, maybe Cantlay. You could do Ricky as well. But to me, I think the two best props that we are getting based off of this board would be on PrizePicks, because under for Ricky Fowler, I think it's the move. That just seems simply too high of a number. This is going to be 2 under par, or 3 under par, sorry, for him to get 69. And he has been someone that, one, was a good play this week, and two, should be able to get the under here. The course doesn't seem like it's playing any more difficult, and thus, like someone like Sun JM, who is one of the better plays this week, would also be a good candidate to also shoot 3 under par today, thus under 69 strokes. So to me, the two best PrizePicks props that we are getting would be Sanjay and Ricky under strokes. Now, you could also bet the over on them on Underdog if you wanted to, because it is a full stroke different. Now, to me, one of the better props that we are getting on the day is going to be this Kyle Wright prop for over 4.5 strikeouts. And I think part of the reason why that would be is just looking at his last game, he did get shelled, okay? Gave up 4 runs, but he only pitched 3 innings and had 3 strikeouts in 3 innings. If he gets more innings, then you'd be able to see him getting over 4.5 strikeouts. Like if he gets a normal inning amount, 5, maybe 6 innings, then he should be able to get the over. And so I can see why the sportsbooks are already valuing that as about a 53% chance to hit. Tack on the fact that he gets one of the better matchups. Kansas City is a team that gives up the 6th most strikeouts per game. And if you actually look at the home road splits, they strike out the 2nd most on the road. And so that should bode well for Kyle Wright today. And now we're just going to go ahead and get into some NBA props. NBA wise, I do feel the most comfortable today. And let's start out with Jaren Jackson Jr. To me, this is going to be one of the better props that we are getting on the day. Looking at his fantasy score, 39. And the thing with Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be his minutes. Like we can see, like lately, they've been in a lot of games that have been blowouts, and they haven't really been giving their starters too many minutes. But with Steven Adams off the court, they're going to need Jaren Jackson Jr. to step up defensively. And so I guess that'd be my biggest worry, is that maybe gets into foul trouble against Anthony Davis. If he doesn't, though, it's going to be tough to imagine him not being able to get over fantasy score here. Just simply given the fact that we can accurately project him to get right around 36 or more minutes. Thus, he should be able to get the over. And for what it's worth, I don't mind a little game stack here. The best prop in this game, I would say, is going to be Jaren Jackson over fantasy score, but you could potentially do AD, LeBron as well. And then I actually don't mind Luke Kennard for over points, but I was really hoping that we would get like a 3-point prop, because all of his shot attempts are pretty much coming from threes. He's shooting about 7 or 8 per game. And so he really just needs to make 3 threes, which if he's shooting 8 or so, maybe 7, you'd imagine he'd be able to make those. And then we just need one more bucket from him. So points does feel a little bit tight, but you could use that in a game stack. And then really my favorite prop on the day is going to be looking at Karl Anthony Towns over fantasy score. Like he has stepped up into a new role. And sure, the matchup with Denver might be one that kind of worries you a little bit, but to me, I'm not too worried about it, because I don't see Towns getting into foul trouble, because I would imagine Rudy Gobert is going to be matched up defensively against him. And it just doesn't seem like the fantasy score has been adjusted for kind of the role that Towns has taken in. He is stepping up as their star player, per se. And so thus this one still feels a little bit too low. I mean, he's been over it 5 straight games. So on paper, this is probably my favorite one. And then for what it's worth, like the issue with the first game in the playoffs, and really the playoffs, is we don't exactly know kind of matchups that coaches are going to be like running out there. But to me, this one Zubac, if we know that he's still going to be getting around 26 minutes, then I would imagine that he should be able to get over fantasy score. Now, maybe it's in a foul trouble, but for the most part, I would say his over fantasy score, as long as those minutes are going to be there, or around 26 or so, then I like this prop. And then just some other ones that are popping up on the NBA PrizePicks cheat sheet here. Giannis over assists. And this is interesting, guys. Like all the projections, which is coming in based off of their projected minutes, are all favoring the overs. And that's because players get a little bit more heavy minutes during the postseason. So I don't mind Giannis over assists, 5.5. That does seem too low. And like Jaren Jackson Jr., we can see like fantasy score is one that's kind of standing out. This is a prop that I don't mind. I do expect him to be able to get the minutes there. And look at his over odds based off of the sportsbook odds for the individual props, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. Heavily favoring the over fantasy score there as well. So that's going to be one of my favorite ones on the day. And then lastly, to me, it does seem like really all the other Bucks players props, and I haven't exactly decided which one I want to use, but Drew Holiday's points, rebounds, and assists seems too low. Brooke Lopez points, rebounds, and assists seem too low. Chris Middleton's points, rebounds, and assists seem too low as well. And that's kind of why I like the Giannis over assist prop as well, because these ones all feel too low for them. And I know the matchup with Miami is going to be one that's slow paced. Bucks are heavily favored to win, but low scoring game. Not exactly a game that you want to attack too much, but these all feel too low to me for Brooke, for Drew, for Chris, and even Giannis. So I do think there's an opportunity to take advantage of that. All right, so these are going to be my favorite bets then for the day. Once again, I feel like the fantasy scores for Karl-Anthony Towns and Jaren Jackson Jr. are simply too low. Kyle Wright, as long as he's not pitching terribly, as long as he doesn't get shelled, as long as he gets 5 innings, should be able to get there, especially in this matchup. And then Ricky Fowler, Sunjam, these are just too high of props for them, especially given how the course is currently playing as I'm recording this video as well. It would suggest that it's playing about as easy as it has thus far this tournament. But that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you did, you know what to do. Give a like and subscribe. If you guys want access to the 9to5 cheat sheets for PrizePicks and Underdog, that's available. Click the link in the description below, 9to5sports.com. It is available as part of the membership, which is only $10 a month. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.